Alila. Salamat.
Great. Thanks a lot, Kat, and welcome to everyone. Thank you, fellow mobility advocates, for joining us this afternoon. We thank also our partners in the national agencies and local governments who have joined us today, and especially also our media partners. So this is a very significant event, our first major event for 2022, and it's about active transport. So what we'd really want to hear today are some of the updates from our government partners, especially the Department of Transportation. They'll be telling us a little bit about what was accomplished in the past year, as well as what we can expect also from their programs and from their new policies in 2022. What we're also looking forward to today is the presentation from Sir Mike of Social Weather Stations. As some of you may have heard, there have been some continuing surveys over the last year which have documented the growth in active transport, especially in terms of bicycle utilization. And it gives us very strong evidence about the importance of active transport and cycling in the mobility, in the way people get around, to do their essential tasks for their daily movements around their cities and their towns, and even for things like recreation and exercise. So this is very significant for us who are very keen to learn about how we can improve our own mobility environments and make our cities and municipalities more livable. So without much ado, let me turn this back to Kat, and we look forward to a very informative session this afternoon. Kat, you're on mute.
Okay, so magandang hapon po sa inyo, no? Thank you for having me. I'll be sharing my screen muna po. Teka, how do we do this? Share screen. And then, okay. Okay po. Can you see the screen po?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Magandang hapon po. So I'm here to share our findings po from some of our surveys on bicycle usage among Filipino households during the COVID-19 pandemic. This was first presented in a regional conference of the World Association for Public Opinion Research, or WAPOR Asia, the new normal in survey research methodology and changing attitudes. So dun po kami na salang sa inequalities panel dito po sa topic of bicycle usage. Isa po sa mga unpleasant na consequence ng COVID-19 pandemic yung mobility restrictions po na idinulot ng mga lockdown na inimpose po ng estado sa atin, ano. So ang mga tao medyo nalimitahan po yung paggalaw. Una dahil yung kapasidad po ng pampublikong transportasyon hindi po ma-maximize dahil iniiwasan yung pagkalat ng COVID-19. And nakita po natin na naging importante yung paggamit ng bisikleta sa pag-address po ng kakulangan sa transportasyon na naranasan natin ano. So doon po sa Bayanihan to Recover as One Act, isa po sa provisions niya ay i-accommodate po yung pagbibisikleta bilang isang mode ng transportation ano, and with that kaakibat po yung paggagawa ng mga bicycle lanes po sa mga syudad at munisipyo po na dito sa atin sa Pilipinas. So yung cycling po sa konteksto na to ay nakita as a practical and sustainable mode of transportation na kailangan po na bahagi siya ng road infrastructure and design, and even siguro po sa ilang kaso redesign ng kalsada natin. So kami po sa SWS, aside from yung mga ano po natin, yung mga quality of life indicators natin, ilan din po sa mga issues na ating tinututukan yung mga socially relevant po na mga topics. So dito nga po yung bicycle usage, tatlong paraan po yung ginawa nating measure sa mga national surveys natin na probability based. So una po, tiningnan po natin yung household ownership ng bicycles. Ikalawa, yung ano-ano po yung mga aktibidad na ginagawa po ng mga miyembro ng sambahayan na mga gumagamit ng bisikleta. At ikatlo po, ano yung pagkukumpara nung dalas ng pagbibisikleta bago magpandemya tapos ngayon pong panahon ng pandemya. So dito po sa screen makikita po ninyo, ito po yung 5 surveys na pinanggalingan nung mga datos na i-share ko po sa inyo. So ito pong tatlo na to, yung from May to September 2020, ito po ay mga MPS or mobile phone surveys sa tinatawag. So isinagawa po ito using the help of smartphones and tablets para po mag-interview ng mga respondents po natin. So nationwide, ito po yung mga sample sizes natin. So ano po yan, mga nationally representative na sample sizes po yan. Mga ano po ito, ito po yung doon sa mobile phone surveys po natin, mga respondents po ito na pumayag na magpa-interview using cellphones at a later date. So ano po yan, with consent po ito. And ito pong last 2 rounds ay yung fourth quarter natin na 2020 face-to-face surveys at yung first quarter 2021 face-to-face survey. So ito po, nationwide rin po ang coverage, tapos face-to-face physically distanced po yung interviews na sinagawa ng mga field interviewers po natin para dito. So punta po tayo sa bicycle ownership of households. So sa bawat datos po na i-share ko, meron pong kaakibat na tanong kung paano natin to isinagawa sa interview. So dito po sa mobile phone surveys, may tanong po tayo. Kayo po ba o ang inyong pamilya ay may sariling ano ba to? Kotse, jeep, van, e-car, e-jeep, tricycle, e-tricycle, motorcycle, e-bike, pedicab o bisikleta? Sorry, hindi ko makita po yung itaas, masyado ko nasagad ano. So lahat po ng sasakyan na mayroon po yung respondent, bibilangin po natin dun sa survey natin. Ito po ay ginamit dun sa mobile phone survey. While dun sa face-to-face survey, medyo iba po yung tanong kasi parang as with ano po, yung mga census type na surveys natin, nagtatanong po tayo about facilities and amenities po ng bahay. So yung tanong po is, tinatanong sa household head naman, ang inyong sambahayan po ba ay mayroong bisikleta? So lahat po nung mayroong bisikleta, binibilang po yun as bicycle owners po na households. So dito po, as of May 2021, 1 out of 5 households nationwide po own bicycles. So dun po sa 5 surveys na pinakita ko kanina ang petsa, meron pong mas maraming bicycle owners compared to car owners. Ang ano nga po niyan, ang latest ratio po ay 4:1. So kung makikita po ninyo dito sa slide na ito, yung dito po sa blue box na ito po yung ownership ng bicycles. So doon po sa mobile phone surveys natin from 11 to 14% siya noong 2020, and then medyo bumaba no November 2020 no sa face-to-face survey natin. Pero mapansin natin dito sa May 2021 naging 20% siya of all households nationwide. So nasa 4.9 million po 'yon estimate. 4.9 million households po 'yon. So ikukumpara po natin dito sa red box natin sa ilalim, ito po yung car ownership ng mga households. So makikita po natin nasa 5 to 6% po siya nationwide. So that's about 1.2 million nung Mayo. Okay? So makikita po natin dito naman din sa black box na to, yung marami po dun sa nagmamay-ari ng sasakyan de motor ay nagmamay-ari ng motorsiklo o yung mga two-wheeled na motor vehicle. So as of May 2021 po, nasa 36% po yan o mga 9.1 million. So yung nagmamay-ari naman po ng tricycle nasa 10% or 2.6 million, while yung nagmamay-ari ng bicycle na may sidecar o pedicab, ito po nasa 1% o mga 200,000 po yung estimate natin kung titingnan natin yung weighted na proportion po Yung weights po natin based po sa latest na census population po natin. So yun po yung isa sa mga findings natin na sinasabi po natin mga advocates na minorya po talaga yung nagmamay-ari ng kotse, which is sinusuportahan po ng survey research naman. 4.7 million ay gumagamit po ng sariling bisikleta. Okay? While 6% po o mga 1.5 million ay gumagamit po ng hiram na bisikleta. Okay? So, doon po sa mga cycling households na gumagamit ng sariling bisikleta, mainly po 'yon, essential activities po yung ginagawa at pati recreational activities, pero nasa 2-to-1 ratio po 'yan. So mas marami pong essential activities kumpara sa recreational. Doon naman po sa gumagamit ng hiram na bisikleta, ganon din naman po yung pattern, mas mas maliit lang po yung diferensya. So ito po yung breakdown nung paggamit po ng own bicycle and borrowed bicycle nationwide. So yan po, ito po yung percentage in this column sa una, and yung estimated number of in millions ng households na gumagamit ng sariling bisikleta at hiram na bisikleta. Okay. Dito naman po sa next slide na ito po yung breakdown ng gumagamit ng sariling bisikleta, no? So nasa 2-to-1 po essential activities compared to recreational activities. Although parehong mahalaga, ito po yung behavior as of May 2021. Mas nakalalamang po yung essential activities kaysa sa recreational. Okay po. And then dun po sa gumagamit ng hiram na bisikleta, ito naman po hindi masyadong malaki yung diferensya nung gumagawa ng essential activities kumpara sa recreational activities. And then punta naman po tayo sa comparison ng present frequency ng bicycle usage to the time before yung COVID-19 crisis. So yung pong mga households natin na may membro na naggagamit ng bisikleta, tinatanong po natin yung household head nila. Kumpara sa panahon bago ang krisis sa COVID-19, gaano kadalas kayo o sino mang miyembro ng inyong sambahayan gumagamit ng bisikleta ngayon? Ito ba ay mas madalas ngayon kaysa noon? Kapareho lang ng dati o mas madalas noon kaysa ngayon? So dito po, diretso na po ako dun sa slide. Dito po napapag-alaman natin na 42% ang nagsasabi na ng cycling household, sinasabi nila mas frequent sila na nagbibisikleta ngayon kaysa sa bago magpandemya. So nasa 2.6 million households po yan nationwide. Yung po nagsasabi na kasing dalas lang before magpandemya, nasa 38% po or 2.3 million. And yun pong balanse na 19% or 1.2 million, sinasabi nila mas madalas silang nagbibisikleta bago magpandemya kumpara sa ngayong panahon po ng pandemya. So ito po yung breakdown ng 24% o 6.2 million natin na cycling households in terms of frequency compared to before the pandemic. So meron din po tayong ginawang mga cross tabulations ano. So among dun sa mga cycling households na nagsa-cycle for essential activity, halos kalahati po have been cycling more frequently now than before the pandemic. In contrast naman po dun sa mga cycling households na ginagawa ito for recreational activity, 47% nagsasabi na nagsa-cycling sila as frequently as before the pandemic. Doon naman po sa gumagamit ng kanilang sariling bisikleta, mga nasa 46% po ang nagsa-cycle more frequently now than before the pandemic. And lastly po, among dun sa cycling households na gumagamit ng borrowed bicycles, mga nasa 43% po or 2 out of 5 have been cycling as frequently as before the pandemic. So ito po yung breakdown ng behavior kumpara po sa bago magpandemya. Ito po yung breakdown. So mostly po it's either mas madalas po nagbibisikleta ngayon panahon ng pandemya or kasing dalas na po kaysa nung bago magsimula yung pandemya, yung dalas ng pagbibisikleta nung mga household members natin among cycling households. Ayun. So with that, I will share naman po. Meron po kasing in-sponsor nung November 2020 Social Weather Survey, yung Department of Health po natin. May mga items po about public and alternative forms of transportation. So isa po ito sa example ng government-initiated study dito po sa paksa na ito. No? So meron po siyang public report, andito po sa link na ito. Diretso na po ako doon sa findings. So yung November 2020 surveys na po, sinasabi na meron pong 85% of Filipinos who agree na it is possible, teka po basahin ko yung test statement. It is possible for my city or municipality to become a great place for walking and cycling. 85% nationwide ang nag-agree dun sa kaisipan na yon. Okay, so meron tayong net agreement or yung percent agree 85% minus percent disagree na plus 77. It means very strong po yung suporta ng publiko dun sa kaisipan po na yon na yun nga mas posible sa city o municipality namin na maging magandang lugar para sa walking and cycling. Doon naman sa pangalawang kaisipan na ang sentence po ay the roads in the Philippine cities and municipalities will be better off if public transportation, bicycles, and pedestrians are given priority over private vehicles. 87% nationwide yung nag-agree dito and 6% na nagdi-disagree for a net agreement of plus 81. So very strong din yung agreement sa proposal na to. So ang bottom line, there is very strong support for walking and cycling across demographics. So whether nasa Visayas ka, sa Balance Luzon, sa Metro Manila o sa Mindanao, very strong yung support dyan. Regardless if you're in urban or rural areas, regardless kung ikaw ay upper to middle class or masa or very poor class E, mataas ang suporta dyan whether ikaw ay lalaki, babae, anong edad or kung anong antas ng pag-aaral meron ka, very strong yung support for walking and cycling across demographics. Ganon din naman, very strong din ang support for public transportation and alternative forms of transportation. Ganon din, across the board rin po. Ganon siya. Sa lahat ng lugar, urban, rural, across classes, across sexes, age groups, and educational level. So very encouraging very encouraging news po ito para sa mga nag-a-advocate po for active transportation. And with that po, ito po yung aming opisina. We've been in existence since 1985 and I will share with you our mission. So ang SWS mission po namin is to generate data. So tatlong thrust 'yan to help eyes to see o yung education po na tinatawag, to cause hearts to feel or the conscientization, and to help minds to understand solutions or yung analysis. Kasi po we believe na there are as many opinions as there are people. So bawat boses po talaga ay kailangan po natin pakinggan, and we try to help achieve that through our surveys po. So with that, I end my presentation. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay po tayo. Salamat po.
Yeah, thank you, Pat. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon, magandang hapon po. Again, my name is Eldon Joshua Jonicio. Before I proceed, I would like to express ASIC's Steve Pastor regrets for not being able to attend today's forum. No, may kailangan lang po siyang attend na personal matters involving COVID-19 din po sa family. So yeah, let me just share my screen. So yeah, again, good afternoon to the Move As One coalition members, to Sir Mike and Tommy of SWS, friends from the media, fellow public servants po, and to all the participants in this forum. Let me just share my screen. And I would like to commend din po na SWS sa some surveys, no, the data begs po talaga for the government agencies to push for active transport program. So thank you, sir. It will be very useful po in our planning activities. Okay, for to start, no, I will be communicating po yung overview on what the government is planning regarding promoting active transportation for this year, no, for 2022. Just ano lang po, no, to report, last year we were able to together with the government agencies, together with the civil society, were able to build a total of 497 kilometers of bike lane networks all throughout the country. So for this year, for last year, 2020 up to this year, we are currently expanding the Metro Manila Bike Lane Network. So we call it the East and South expansion of the Metro Manila Bike Lane Network, which are not covered po dun sa Bayanihan 2 Bike Lane Network, considering the lack of time and limited funds po provided. For this year, luckily po, no, actually a huge thanks po to the civil society organizations, the advocates. We were able to secure 2 billion pesos po, no, for active transportation alone. So we broke it down for this year's program. We broke it down po into 5 components. First is the establishment of protected cycling lanes and FATs, installation po of various end-of-trip cycling facilities, establishment of safe and accessible pedestrian walkways, improvement of our existing bicycle lane infrastructure. So yung mga existing bike lanes po natin will be improving those, and establishment po of proper public transport stops. And we would like to highlight din po yung a key provision in the GAA, or the Government Appropriations Act, which mandated the government agencies to allocate at least 50% of road space po na finally for public transport, pedestrian, cyclists. To further break it down po, no, yung components, um, first is the replacement and maintenance works. We will be fixing po yung and maintain several components of the bike lane infrastructure. Like for example po yung defective bollards, faded pavement markings, potholes, and other civil works needed po, no, to maintain the safety and functionality of our bike lane infrastructure. For the upgrading works po, sorry, to go back lang, no, yung provision po ng GAA limits us to implement these projects in the country's metropolitan area. So kung nakikita niyo po yung coverage po ng project ay Metro Manila, Metro Cebu, and Metro Davao. Again, going back to upgrading, so yung existing, as we are aware, no, if we can observe, marami po tayong bike lanes na pavement na lang po, no, separated by pavement markings only. So those bike lanes we will be upgrading to class 2 bike lanes with a physical separator. So those sections that cannot allow a class 1 bike lanes. So yung mga bike lanes naman po na class 2 with physical separators, at certain and major corridors, we are planning to upgrade it into class 1 bike lanes, or yung separated po from the carriageway. So nasa labas po siya ng kalsada, and exclusive for the use of cyclists and personal mobility device users. And aside from that, we are also tasked, based from the provision of the GAA, to improve pedestrian infrastructure po. So yeah, we are currently planning and finalizing our plans to select the corridors po na wherein we will be conducting pedestrian infrastructure improvement. Next is the establishment po of end-of-trip facilities. So as mentioned earlier, so bike racks, bike repair, and bike sheds. Next is the installation po of bike counters for us to properly monitor lang po yung usage ng ating cycling lanes and paths. Of course, we will again be expanding the coverage of the metropolitan bike lane networks. So yung 3 metropolitan areas po natin, it will be expanded again this year. And lastly, we are planning to implement po a bike share system with the objective po to augment the existing transport system in the metropolitan area. So hindi po siya for leisure. The system po will be designed for commuting. Some maps lang po, no, to show kung nasan po yung planned expansion for the 3 metropolitan areas. So we can provide all the participants a copy of the presentation po to check the alignment. So Metro Cebu and Metro Davao. So ano lang po, no, for us to fully appreciate yung nabanggit po kanina na upgrading. So ito po yung existing class 2 bike lanes na pavement markings lang. It is exclusive for cyclists, but not that protected. So we will be installing physical separators po. So it's a combination of bollards and delineators. So both rubber and concrete delineators po i-install to avoid encroaching po from motor vehicle users. Some perspectives lang. Apologies for the technical documents, but ito po yung standards, no, the establishment of the bike lane infrastructure will be based from the DPWH standards for bicycle facilities. So ito, yung mga class 2 bike lanes naman po natin, both pavement markings and yung may physical separators, if the space allows, which we are confident that it can, dahil 50% of road space po na will now be allocated for active transport and the public transport. We will now be upgrading these kinds of bike lanes into class 1 bike lanes. So ito po siya, parang nasa Roas Boulevard and nasa SRP Road in Cebu. So completely separated po siya from the carriageway or the motor vehicle road. Some sample perspectives po na made by our architect. I think she's attending here, Architect Fe Adarne. She made these perspectives po. Sample perspectives pa lang po ito na we are currently working on the design on what will the upgraded bike lanes will look like. Yeah. So aside from hindi po ata nabanggit to kanina dun sa breakdown. Aside from infrastructure improvement and bike infrastructure improvement, we will be rehabilitating our intersections considering na it is for the longest time it is designed for motor vehicles only. So we are now redesigning the intersections to accommodate the safe passage po of cyclists and pedestrians. And the maintenance works will include the following po, no, yung replacement the following components of the the bike lane infrastructure. And for the bike sharing program, listed here po, no, yung target facilities po natin where the bike share stations will be installed. So yung fundamental facilities po ay public transport facilities, national and local government offices, major commercial establishment, medical facilities, and apologies if I forgot to include yung academic facilities. Yeah, the bike share system po will be station based. So it will have to be picked up and returned to the assigned stations for proper monitoring based on our assessment kasi we are not quite ready for a dockless system, and it poses a lot of risks. So for the initial implementation of a bike sharing system that is designed for commuting, station based. Thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Who'll go first? Okay, maraming salamat kay Sir Mike and kay Sir Eldon for their presentation. Sir Mike, maraming salamat for that SWS survey that was conducted. And Sir Eldon, thank you for presenting the active transport plans of DOTR. It's actually very great to hear na talagang nag-double ang bicycle ownership in households, and it's also good to know and for everyone to hear that there are indeed more bike owners than there are car owners. I'm also very glad to know that there are people in government who are listening to this, because it would really mean that we really need to focus on infrastructure that will help facilitate, make it better, make it safer for vulnerable road users. The focus has always been, I've said this time and again, that our country is so car centric. And so our roads, our infrastructure is always built for cars. And now I think with the data given, it's good to know. And I think we really should focus on vulnerable road users, which is the majority of people, of the population who don't own cars. Um, I'd like to also comment, in the beginning of Sir Mike's presentation, he said that it was that public transportation prior to the pandemic was unpleasant. I'd like to, if I may, it has been unpleasant pre-pandemic, it is still unpleasant while the pandemic. Maybe it's even worse now, no? Having said that, sana no, that because the survey is about the survey sana will not just be about this pandemic or bicycle usage during this pandemic, because if we only focus on the pandemic, baka mangyari yung data na to mawawala post-pandemic. Sabihin, oh, we're done with the pandemic, so we don't anymore need cycling or active transport infrastructure. So ang sa akin sana no that let this not just be about the pandemic, because on a personal note, even before the pandemic, we were already biking, and there were many people who were already cycling, not for commuting, by commuting. And so to say, it really is, I agree that cycling is an essential mode of transportation, and cyclists have, as an essential mode of transportation, therefore we also deserve road space. And so to hear Sir Eldon say that 50% of road space will be given to vulnerable road users is very, very encouraging. Super encouraging talaga yan, no? Therefore, so yun nga, again, no, sana COVID-19 won't be a reason to justify cycling infrastructure, kasi if that's the case, baka mawala lang to, no? And again, no, safe, when you talk about essential usage of the bike, that means, and using it for grocery, ibig sabihin, and I've seen this with my own eyes and I've witnessed it, there really are more women cyclists, and siguro mas dadami pa to kung maging safe talaga yung infrastructure. Marami talagang kababaihan ang nagbibisikleta. So hindi lang siguro nakikita, tsaka siguro nga hindi lang napapansin. One thing I'd like to, if I may also jump, no, parang I'm compiling it into all na, no, for Sir Eldon when it comes to vulnerable road users, because we know of the 3 E's, no. We talk about the engineering, which you have been, which DOT, our active transport team, has really been attending to by building almost 500 kilometers of bike lanes. It's encouraging, and it's very good to hear that you will also be focusing on pedestrian infrastructure. I'll be blunt, sana let's do away na with elevated walkways, please. Kasi it does not serve its purpose. It isn't friendly, lalo na for women carrying packages, the senior citizens. And I've seen it also that there are many elevated walkways, kasi you're talking about focusing also on pedestrian infrastructure. Sana wala yung elevated walkways, kasi marami ako nakikita that are not being used. Classic example in Antipolo, it was just put up and I've been observing walang gumagamit, brand new. So sayang po, no? But anyway, so from infrastructure, and then we also have sana with the budget allocation, sana ma-include rin yung the other E, which is education, to raise awareness for motorists. I'm talking about motorists because we want also to let those people who are driving cars to be aware of the to be aware of the benefits of sustainable urban transportation. Kasi ang mindset ng mga people who drive, nakakapagpasikip lang ng daan ang bike lane. So we need to, sana, together with the infra, meron din communications na talagang kasama ang education for motorists. And also for traffic enforcers. Training for traffic enforcers na ang mindset ng traffic enforcer to train them that sustainable urban transportation benefits traffic congestion. Because in their mind also, there are many traffic enforcers, ang mindset kasi nila na nakakapagpasikip lang ng daan. So aside from engineering, education, and enforcement. So yung tatlo na gusto ko sana na ibanggit na masama sa masama sa budget allocation. Yes, tama yan. No, sabi ng isa, educate people who drive that driving is a privilege, not a right. So anyway, I know this, we have another reactor, si Kuya Ellie. So I'll pass the mic on. Maraming salamat ulit, Sir Mike and Sir Eldon, for your presentation. Can I sing it while we're waiting? Or hindi? Later na lang. Sige. Sige.
Okay po. Doon po sa results natin, doon po sa activities undertaken by household members. Unfortunately, hindi po natin na-probe kung mga kalalakihan o kababaihan po yung mga household members na nagsasagawa ng bicycle activities, pero pwede po natin naman siguro i-fine tune in future surveys na may probe po tayo na ang miyembro po ba ng sambahayan na gumagamit ng bisikleta ay babae o lalaki, etc. Very ano po, yung pong dito po sa survey natin ito, very ano po, very simple po muna yung question na sinubukan nating i-run. Pero we can do so for future surveys. Ang disaggregation lang po dito by gender is yung gender po ng household head. Kasi it's a survey of household heads po. Ayun po. Ah yun dun po sa survey natin, unfortunately yung disaggregations po natin is at the level lang po ng major study area, meaning NCR, Balance Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao. So hindi po namin siya ma-breakdown na further by region kasi po masyado na pong maliliit yung sample size, and ano na po, hindi na maganda himayin siya statistically, no. Pero kung in broad strokes, yun pong ownership ay mas mataas po sa NCR tsaka sa mga urban areas po as of yung May 2021. Yun po yung masasagot natin sa ngayon. Okay po. Magandang tanong. Actually, hindi po namin sinadya itong resulta na to. Parang kasi po sa survey, minsan po pag naglilinis tayo ng data, nagko-consistency checking po tayo. So ibinangga po namin yung bicycle ownership na variable dun po sa variable ng activities done using bicycles. At napag-alaman po namin na merong households na nagsasagawa po ng activities using bicycles, pero pag chinek mo yung ownership ng bicycle nila sa amenities, wala silang bisikleta dun sa household nila. So yung ano namin, yung pagpo-probe namin, hindi sinasadya na nadiskubre namin na nanghihiram sila ng bisikleta from other households para maisagawa yung activities nila by bicycle. So ito pong mga gumagamit ng borrowed bicycles, in fact, humihiram po sila sa ibang households. Yung pong pagpapahiram, yung the other way around, yung pagpapahiram ng sobrang bisikleta, unfortunately hindi po natin nabilang kasi wala, yung pong tanong is hindi po na design for that question po. Pero yun po yung naging discovery namin dun sa study.
Yeah. Thank you, Mika. Thank you for the one who asked the question. So aside from the infrastructure, aside from building the infrastructure, I'd like to go back to what Ma'am Karen said earlier. So we are in constant coordination po with LTO for the education of primarily the motor vehicle users. So good news po, last year, I think back in November or October, LTO already included some of the, actually I don't know, the our guidelines on the safe passage of active transport users and the light mobility vehicle users in their theoretical courses and the practical courses and LTO. So before, for example, before a driving school can be accredited, kailangan included po dun sa kanilang curriculum yung proper maneuvering or proper interaction ng motor vehicle drivers when it comes to driving together with cyclists and light mobility vehicle users. And aside from that, we are trying to partner with private companies in disseminating po yung guidelines natin on active transport. So I'm not sure if nakikita nyo, maraming mga billboards sa EDSA and other major corridors wherein nakapost po yung guidelines natin, no, on safe cycling, and meron din po kaming booklets na dinevelop together with like SM, Megaworld, which are now being distributed po sa establishments po, no, na pagmamay-ari nung nasabing private companies. So yeah, I think aside from the infrastructure, sobrang mahalaga po yung education. Thank you.
Ayun. So unfortunately po, when I looked up dun sa ano po namin, dun sa mga old questions namin on amenities, ano po, wala pong question on bicycle ownership at that time na before the pandemic, which is syempre nakakahinayang, pero what we can do moving forward is to continue yung yung pag-monitor ng ownership tsaka ng usage po. Kasi yung pong mga hindi natin nasukat noon, parang unfortunately unknown na po siya, hindi po natin makomentan at this time. So ang ano po, ang parang partly naging ano po, naging responde sa pandemya po yung pagtatanong tungkol sa mga bisikleta at sa mga gawain na kaakibat nito. So hopefully matuloy po natin even beyond the pandemic. So i-ano po natin, ilaban po natin 'yon. Ayun. So ako po sumagot na po ako sa chat box. Unfortunately po dahil ito'y very specific na question at na usapin tungkol sa trapiko. As far as SWS studies po, wala pa po. It would have to be something na yung sadyang ika-craft po for that purpose. Pero in the general surveys po wala pa po. Ay, ah, b- opo, baka hindi ko po narinig yung pakiulit nga po, ulit yun. Okay. Sa akin po parang personally bilang isang sumusubok na nagawin po 'yon sa buhay ano po dapat kasi sana po pareho two-way po parang ako po personally parang siguro tayo on a personal level i-try lang natin magsubok tayo na maglakad magbisikleta pero minsan po kasi hindi ganun kadali dahil dun sa nakikita natin na infrastructure halimbawa sa malapit sa mga malalapit na daan sa atin um, walang harang, walang proteksyon. So parang bahala ka sa buhay mo at parang isang malaking pakikipagsapalaran every time you do so na lumabas ka at magbisikleta. So parang importante din po yung ginagawa ng gobyerno through DOTR na maano po 'yun, maprotektahan po yung mga sumusubok na lumabas sa comfort zone nila at magbisikleta para sa araw-araw na maprotektahan sila. So yun po.
Yeah, is it okay to go back to the yung previous question on VCR, on traffic impact assessment, before I proceed to the last question? Okay. On Movas on what the advocacy groups can further do. Actually, forums like this o yung mga ganitong klaseng engagement po is very useful and very helpful po sa lahat sa laban natin lahat po in embedding active mobility in the transport system of the Philippines finally. So ayun po education lang din talaga is information dissemination po of the programs and the guidelines. It will be a huge help po to forward our advocacies. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Connect ata siya, Kitikat. Oh, siya. Sige. Let's go again, Kuya Ellie. Laban, Kuya. Go, Kuya.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes po, we can hear you, Kuya. Go po.
Okay. Yes, so for closing remarks, I'm sorry guys, I'm from Cebu. So unstable pa rin yung internet namin. But would like to end the discussion with my observation, my reaction to the discussion, to the topic shared by Mike and even Elton. One thing that I realized during the pandemic and even the impact of Typhoon Jeff is that here in the Visayas and Philippines, Cebu, active transportation is really increasing. And would like to thank UTR for spearheading the implementation bike lane here in Metro Cebu. It really went well. Right now, it's really increasing. We did the bike count survey for Cebu, and we see the progress of the fleet here in Cebu. So, hopefully, can you still hear me? Okay pa ba?
Yeah, go ahead po. We
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. So, my 5 eyes of interaction. Karen shared 5 keys, and I'll share 5 eyes. First, the survey shows that the active transportation, the bikers are increasing. So that means it's a sign that whatever what we have done for the past 2 years, it's good, it's positive, not COVID, but it's the progress is good. You can see the sign it's developing. So it's increasing, not just in CR, but also in Central Super Network in Davao. And would like to emphasize my next 2 eyes would be interaction and institutionalization. Here outside NCR, even in NCR itself, the interaction between DOTR to the local government unit is very important. How can the local government unit be part of the discussion, the planning, to the implementation, and even to the monitoring and evaluation? Because I firsthand working with different LPs here in Metro City, they are not part of the planning, they're not even part of the implementation, which is very crucial. Because that's where we can sustain the program, that's where we can institutionalize the program, and that's how can we upscale the program from another level. Especially if we have right now a plan to upscale the level of bike lanes from level 1 to level 2. So the participation of local government, the private sector, civil society organizations are very important in sustaining the program itself. So that's my interaction. Thus, the need to institutionalize the process, institutionalize the program. How can we beat down the DOTR to the local government user? And my last 2 eyes is related to infrastructure. Promoting active transportation is not just limited to the bike itself. It must be involved with the complementary necessary infrastructure mentioned by Karen. Necessary improvement of pedestrian sidewalks, improvement of bike racks, and a lot of things. So bike sharing systems to be conducted. Although we are still at the early stage, but this needs to be considered because bike lanes is just 50% of the active transportation. But the rest of the 50% are the complementary infrastructure needed that make the system complete. But lastly, is indicator in relation to monitoring and evaluation. How do we know that it's effective? How do we know that the bike rack that we are implementing right now, currently in Cebu, is implemented by the PWD? But personally, it's not effective. It's not even utilized because people are hesitant whether to park their bike there or not, but they don't know what to use it for. So the indicator, how would we know that we are progressing? The constant monitoring and evaluation is really crucial to improve the project. And even the bike lanes right now currently implemented in Metro Cebu, Metro Davao. So that's my 5 eyes of interaction, increasing interaction between the educator and infrastructure. Thank you, Sir Mike and even Elton, for sharing your